Welcome back to Middle Farm on Farming Simulator 25, where it is absolutely chucking it down. My grand plans are a little bit in disarray, but I'm pretty sure they say yes. We should be by lunchtime dry. So we're now in the 2nd July 2, I should say, rather than 2nd July. This is a bit of harvest. That was going to be my plan today. But obviously doing a harvest in the rain, so gonna have to hold up on that. Hello ladies. Let's run back around the long way. Yes. Oh yes. How much do we have in here? 11,000. Whoops. Straight up there. Right. This thing still seems to be doing its double manure. No idea. No one has commented to suggest as to anything why we think it's on the last episode. It was was it? I was going to say rhyme, but I don't think it is. I can't remember who said it now. A couple of episodes ago, that it's basically probably related to the fact that I've got the silo at the back and it's causing that sort of tripping out a trigger. But yeah, weird. But also because they're babies in here, they're not going through the straw very quickly. So this thing needs emptying, but we can't empty it because there's only like a couple 100 litres to put in there. So good times. Good times all around. Yeah, look at that, 19,918, so less than 100 litres of straw space in there, so not particularly helpful. However, food-wise, still lows because they're not eating much. The ones on the bottom still got 15,000 litres of grass, they're fine. Chickens, a couple of thousand litres of that. Nothing in the sheep, and then the main guys at the back, we just saw 4,009, so they're going to be getting close to needing some feed. We'll have to maybe see it towards the end of the episode. Rest of the farm, I leased and rolled these two grass fields, so they now fully fertilised, ready to start growing again. These guys are obviously empty at the moment, and just seedbeds, so we are holding off planting into them. I've actually decided really what I'm going to go with there. I mean, it would make sense to go with, you know, like barley. But I don't know. It's a little boring, isn't it? I mean, we could do a canola field, I guess, and do canola fields. Yeah, but the only thing we can do now really is wait for this weather to go. There's not much else I can think to do in the rain. We'll jump in the harvester and at least get it up there, I suppose. Get that ready. We could always grab the tractor with the trailer on it as well, and take that up there, ready for it. So, but yeah, other than that, not masses to do. A bit all over the place at the moment with Farming Simulator, jumping between sort of saves for games, creating maps, creating new farms, creating storylines. Yeah, a little bit all over the place. So you have to forgive me that I have to dip in and out, and it's not going to be helped now on the fact that it finally looks like we are officially moving house. Everyone is now agreed and happy. So we're hoping exchange happens on, well, in the next 2 days, and then we should be looking at less than a week then for completion on Monday the 23rd. So hectic times ahead, which also means like I've just got no idea how I'm gonna kind of do content. So it may be, and I was hoping to try and get as much done as I possibly can, but with everything that's going on with work for both me and like Mrs. Mids, I'm gonna struggle this week, I've got to be honest. And then all of a sudden then I'm in that boat then next week where it's just all hands to the pump for the move. So yeah, lots going on, so you may have to, I'm afraid, bear with me for a week, as I may end up dropping off the radar a touch. If I can avoid it, I will. And even if that means getting just a few of these roleplay episodes out, then we'll do that. Because the roleplay, the let's plays, they're just easier to do, far less editing naturally, and less thinking. It is just me playing the game. The roleplay obviously much more complex. Really can't wait to see what you guys who follow that story think about what I've done this week. By the time you see this, there's no harm in talking about it. So yeah, and also intrigued to see what you think of the Neil character and that relationship with Mids. Whether you think, he should come back to the UK, whether he should try and fight his way through it over in America. Yeah, a couple of little options to consider there for sure. Right, so is there anything else we can do right now? I don't think there is. I love that quad, but we hardly use it, do we, other than the herdsman's stick. If we had a bigger farm, so that if we had the sheep, it'll come into play a bit more often. See where we go, 1,601, so we're not far from just 1,500 litres. We're going to have to just dump this somewhere to be able to do a feed. So I may as well just dump this out. Can we put straw in that silo? Is it an anything silo? I know that's really like mega cheaty, but also that's the other thing as well for the roleplay series. You'll get to see the other version of why am I trying to put it in there when it needs to go in there? How am I going to line that up though? Yeah, no, you're not going to have that, are you? No, doesn't like that. Not hit the triggers. No. Yeah, really intrigued to see what you guys think of the other version of the farm that I built on this map for that particular series. Where can I chuck this? I'm just sort of aimlessly driving around, looking around. It's a bit weird, but I could just chuck it on the driveway, couldn't I, up here? And then go and collect it. I'll tell you what we could do. Right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to unload it here. Like this. Come on. God, it's not unloading masses, is it? That's a bit rubbish. You watch now, I'm going to end up with straw everywhere. Come on, just find a way. Get rid of that last bit. There we go. Right. So if I now chuck this out the way over here. So we may as well do the feed mix whilst the rain is happening. And get that done. Now what I'm hoping I should be able to do is if we grab the bucket, I could store the straw in the bucket, because the bucket has got a bigger capacity than what there is in terms of the straw. So that should work, he says. Let's have a look. Let's see how we get on here scooping this up. And there's no manure to scoop up really that's of any major concern right now. I never quite get the angle right on when I'm doing this job. That it needs to almost like scrape the floor. But yeah, I always think it just touched too much like that then. It was just not allowing me to steer. Ah, don't keep that. Let me pick that little bit up that went into the floor. Yes! Superb. Excellent. Happy days. Right. Can I just go and chuck this in the sheep barn, thinking about it? After all that, I could have just taken the thing down to the sheep barn, couldn't I, and lobbed it in there, because we technically own it already. We just don't own it for the purpose of playing. I bet you know I can. Bet you I can. Excuse though to head over to the sheep field very briefly. Imagine what it would be, what it's going to be like. No, you can't. Ah, God. It's not my day, is it? Not my day. Right, come on then. I'll have to put the bucket back under cover. Grab the pallet fork and then start loading the mixer up. Now I can't remember, whoops, I can't remember what the ratio is for the mixer either, which isn't good. I can't remember how much it'll hold actually. This one, is it a 14 or was it the 10? Shows how long it's been since I had a feed mix, isn't it? Right. Oh, you're not going to tell me you're right. So you are the 10, okay. So let's chuck you by here. It should be far enough away from the trigger not to cause us a drama. After all that, I bet I could have left 1,000 litres of straw in there and just used it for the mix, couldn't I? Oh, this is a bad day. Right, let's have a look here. Silage, one of those please, mate. And then... God, we need hay, don't we? I've forgotten about that. And hay, thank you very much. Okay. So if we do, after all that, if we do, let's have a think. It'll hold 10. Maybe do 4,000 of each on the silage and hay front. So let's take this down to 3.2. As close to that as we can. That'll do. A little bit over, but not the end of the world. Whoops, what did I get caught up on there? Let's just chuck this out of the way by that. Same with the silage now. We shall go down to about 2,000 litres. And then hopefully I might be able to chuck some of that straw that I've just been faffing about with for like 10 minutes. And you guys are probably watching this going, you are a moron, and shouting at the screen. That'll do. Probably gone a touch over really, but we'll see. Up you come. Switch the forks out here. And for the 17th time in this episode, try and do something with the straw. Let's see how much it'll take. Why isn't it showing me the mix? That's not helpful. Still fine. That is ridiculously embarrassing. Sorry guys and girls. That is vintage Simster abysmal gameplay. Right, stop working now. Come around here, mate. Nice. Let's go and drop you off to these guys in, yeah. Every time. If anything, this farm is a touch too small, really, for this Let's Play. If anything. But it's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. I do miss playing the original Oakbridge farm, and I have got an offline game where I still play that, and I've actually restarted one today, sort of building a new version of the farm myself. And it's nothing new, you know, it's nothing that hasn't been done by, you know, countless people in terms of the what I've done with it. But yeah, it's just something about that farm. I just love this map. That's what it is. I'm just obsessed by this map. Right, that's at least that job out of the way and done. That's emptied after much faffing. I could have just started this recording all over again from that point, but where would be the fun in that? That's not honest, it's not me, and the whole point of this is that I leave in the bits that other people would leave out, because I have no shame. Right, let's jump forward to about 12 then. What it said on the weather forecast. Look at that. We dry? Nope, still raining. But you shouldn't be raining. Please stop raining. Right, if we just push time forward a touch quicker. Let's see. Maybe a touch quicker than that, mids. Come on, stop raining. Stop your raining. There we go, there we go, there we go. Right. Happy days. Right. Let's start you up and unfold you. Maybe we'll do the headlands, because we know what the AI workers are like on these maps. Still with the headlands, even though they're loads better, they still have that issue. So we want to enable swaths, so that's fine. Drop that down, start her up. Just try and catch the edge by there. And off we go. Yes! Harvesting again. So I think this field is always going to be the wheat field. It just sort of makes sense, because we're always going to want a good straw swath. We're always going to want chicken feed. Wheat gives us a bunch of options on productions down the line. It's those two I'm intrigued by what we should do, really. I don't know. I'm torn on it. I mean, we've got a lot of barley. I mean, that'll keep our chickens going for a long time. I think we got anything else tucked away, have we? Make sure I'm not gonna cause myself a drama here. Oh, we've got 12,000 litres of milk. I forget about that all the time. 18 slurry, and that's it. Because, I mean, this is our first harvest, I guess, to be fair, so... Right, let's try it, and... How are we going to do this, eh? This is going to get a bit messy, isn't it? We may just have to just take it on. Like so, and be done with it. I came very close today to pulling the trigger on a credit card purchase for our PC. It's so stupid, honestly. I was so stupid. And considering the opportunity I've been given by, and I'm not going to go into the details of it, I don't think it's right at the moment. But yeah, I don't need to buy a PC anytime soon. And not only that, but with everything that's going on in my personal life with the move and stuff, it would be really stupid of me to go and spend, you know, a lot of money on something right now. So, but yeah, I must build a PC, I reckon, at least twice a week at the moment, just sort of daydream about it. The problem is I watch other content creators who are PC players, and then I see the mods that they're using, and yeah, I just fall down that rabbit hole there, and I go into that little daydream of, I'd love to be playing with that mod, and, you know, that's then inevitably what happens. I can't even remember. My short-term memory is abysmal. There was something that triggered that thought up in that top corner just then. And I was like, oh, if I had that mod, which is a PC mod, I wouldn't have that problem. And I can't even remember for the life of me what made me think that I needed that PC mod. How weird. How bad is that? I should lose my mind. So like that, I mean, we've already got now 3,000 litres basically from the first headland. So it's going to be it's a pretty decent yield, isn't it? I mean, grand scheme of things, I know it's a small field, but yeah, for a little like small holding, I'm pretty chuffed with that. I'm pretty happy with this. Go on, bud. Get around that corner. Once we got that extra headland in now, we'll be able to pick up any sort of missed bits. So not too worried about that. So I'm going to get the I'll get this headland done now, and then I'll likely put it onto a worker whilst I then take the grain down. Drop the grain off down in our silo, and then I can come back up and potentially even start doing the straw bale at the same time. But again, with it being such a small field, is it really even worth it? Probably not. I wonder how far we're going to get around before running out and needing to drop all the wheat off. Not much further. It's a weird, from that first stage, in it, when it's cut and rolled, it just doesn't look right. That, I don't know. Maybe it's better than it was, but that grass texture just does. It's just too sparse, isn't it? I don't know. It just looks weird. Maybe that's what it wasn't, but maybe I was going to say maybe that's what triggered my mind about the PC thing, but I don't think it was. I wonder what that mod was I was thinking of. That's going to really bug me. I had no idea what it could possibly have been. Right, let's drop you down. This corner is tight, isn't it? Blimey. I haven't given myself a massive amount of wriggle room there, to be fair, but again, the whole point of the series, wasn't it? It was small holding, small field, small farm, small machines. So shouldn't be overly shocked. Now I wonder, probably no, we're not going to get close. With it being on the inside, I'm going to be better off unloading this now, I think. We knock that off a second. I come around here, get as close to that hedge line as I can. Causing myself too much of a drama. So what I might do as well is just shift this out the way a little bit now that we're in the field. The problem is I don't want to put it anywhere where the worker's going to trip over it, so I'll just properly move it out the way up by here, I think, and then come back and get it when we're done. You stay there, my friend. Right, let's grab this trailer, go and unload the wheat. Is it worth setting the worker off ourselves? Will they pick up the right part? I guess they probably will. Be intrigued to see what happens with this little clump by here, and if that throws the worker off. I think it probably does, but we'll set a worker off and see what happens, shall we? And let them prove us wrong. Alright, so that fell up like that. Oh, no, back in the wrong thing. I'm just gonna skip through like that. So if we into the eye worker to headland, start on the up and down. Headland, yes. Okay, that. And then as soon as this is full up, I'll shift the trailer out of the way, just so that doesn't cause any dramas as well. Because they do get the slightest thing and it can really throw them off and get them very upset. So I'll get this out of the way. Excellent, thanking you very much. So let's chuck you out by here. Back into the harvester and then try and encourage it. If I head over this way, give it a bit of space, set the worker off. Where are you going to go, hey? You're going to go all the way down the field, are you? Fair enough. You do you. Whoa. What the... Oh, they just don't... The headlandsy, that's what it is. It just... And because I've done that little corner, it gets so messy, doesn't it? Ay, ay, ay. There we are. There we are. Right, I'll be back with you shortly. Okie doke. Let's have a look here. So, 7,000 litres left in here. I can't actually remember what I dropped off the first time. I didn't make any sort of note of it, so I'll just check the silo now when we drop this off. I've had to abandon the header trailer in the middle of the yard, so we'll tidy that up. Only because I don't want to try and back it down with the harvester and stuff. It just gets just a touch too messy. So you can see the header trailer there. Hopefully I can maneuver around that. Shouldn't be too much of a drama, he says. And he hits it straight away. Twice. 3 times. I'm so rubbish. I literally... Had I not said anything then, right? I bet I would have not come anywhere near it. But because I was so aware that I didn't want to hit it. That's absolutely ridiculous. Right, let's have a quick look down here. What's the silo saying? So, 12,000 litres of wheat. Happy days. Right, drop that there. Let's try and get around this. Yeah, I left enough space down there, so we should be able to reverse this in next to the harvester itself. It's the one thing about, you know, I wanted a small farm, didn't I? Tight spaces. I've certainly given myself that challenge up here. There we go. Straighten you back out again. Great stuff. Right, there we are, harvester. You've done your job for the year. You can stay there, my friend. I may bring the washer down to you shortly. As we're in the JD, we may as well stay in the JD, I guess, rather than switching tractors out needlessly. And we've got, oh yeah, I remember now, because when we did the baling, we ended up with like almost perfect bale ending. So yeah, 100 litres of grass in here. So let's go sort this out. And I mean, I could sell some stuff right now, but I'd rather try and get through basically this year and then do like one big sort of sale. We also at some point need to start looking at paying off the loan. But I mean, that's only 100,000 that, so it's not essential. It's not causing us a huge amount of problems. We should be, I mean, we should be now fine. I know I said it in the previous episode, thinking about it, with the hay. I know we haven't got much, but we've got enough, I think, to get us through until the next cut. I've just got to make sure that I remember that the next cut is hay. And then, yeah, we should be then good to get ourselves through the winter. At which point then, that's when we start maybe trying to sell things when they're at their best price, rather than just selling for the sake of selling. And I think we need to do that when you're playing on, like, when I certainly find when I'm playing like a small startup farm like this, you know, we're not going to be making masses of money. This isn't like when you start with Oakbridge and you start with those huge fields, and you can very quickly generate some really good money. This is going to take a little bit of time and effort, to be fair. And I don't want to kind of go too much on like the sort of generators side of things. Although I would accept an argument that in a weird way animals are generators, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't want to go down the greenhouse route or things like that. I really want to try and do just a traditional farming series where we're selling our crops, our produce, our animals, milk, things like that. We're not buying a dairy and making things off that, if that makes sense. So I think that's kind of how I want to do this series. And as well, I'm really still on the fence about the whole contract thing. I'm quite tempted just not to do any, and just play this in a really sort of traditional sense. Like, you know, this is our farm, this is what we've got. I mean, I don't know, actually, for those of you, I know a lot of, you know, there's a fair few of you who've had, you know, have got history with working on actual British farms, or any farms to that matter, American or British, doesn't really matter, does it? Intrigued, like, are contracts a real thing? Does that happen? Can you go and work on other farms and get paid by that farmer for the work? Do they generally provide the machinery? How does it actually work in reality? Yeah, I'd like to know that. I don't know if it's just a game sort of thing that has been chucked in by Giants because it's, you know, we're playing a game, or is that actually quite realistic? Do you actually get farmers paying, you know, putting out contracts to say they need a hand, whether that's with the harvesting, I guess, or the sort of trucking back and forth. What's it, carting, and it's called. I guess I'm probably thinking, well, you probably do get silly carting. I guess you probably do put out a contract and pay someone for some day rates and things. I don't think you'd pay anyone 60 grand like some of these contracts, but you wouldn't be making much money as a farmer if you did that. Cracking day's work, mind, isn't it? 60 grand, blimey. Yeah, intrigued. Let me know in the comments, please, for those of you who've got a history with actual farming. Be grateful. Right, let me just try and pick... just missed that little bit then. So probably going to get maybe 2 or 3 bales out of this, aren't we? So we might squeeze a third out. It ain't much, is it? It is not much. So maybe putting it into the TMR mix isn't a wise thing if we want to generate manure. Food for thought, that one. What I might try and do though is maybe use what we've got now from slurry manure to fertilise these fields. I just don't know if it's going to be enough to do this one, because this is a decent sized field for the amount that we've got. Maybe we're just better off just putting solid fert down and being done with it. At the moment, I've stopped watching. I've stopped watching obsessively the farmhand. So I'm about, I reckon, maybe 30 to 50 episodes now behind there or thereabouts. It might be a little less, but yeah, there or thereabouts. But I've slowed down on that now. What I want to try and do is catch up on Scroft's other videos, and it's really interesting going back because I'm watching his Oakbridge series again, where he's just done the episode and he's kind of put his tram lines in and he's talking and he has what he describes as a bit of a rant about giants, and he's just stumbled across Arrow. So this is before the realistic animals and everything like that, and it's really interesting seeing like him talk, and I can't wait now to see how it sort of pans out and watch him get excited as he starts to realise the mods that are going to be coming his way. But yeah, it's interesting. I just think, and he was saying like, you know, a lot of people have fallen out of love with FS20 at 25 and have gone back to 22, and I know that was the case. You know, there's plenty of people on my Discord server that have said the same. I just don't know whether that's still the case now with some of the fixes that we've had. Precision farming's now basically working as far as I'm aware, unless someone tells me otherwise. If you're on PC, some of the mods that are coming out now, like I say, the stuff from Arrow that's released at the moment, if that's working correctly, I mean, they are genuine game changers. We're gonna have about 4 bales, are we? Yeah, we've got 3 here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm intrigued because I'm probably the episodes that I'm watching are obviously probably about 2 months ago, I suppose. He'd just gone to Scotland, so that's about then, wasn't it? Yeah, intrigued to see what the sort of crowd feel at the moment for 25 is, and what are you enjoying, what are you not enjoying? You know, is there anything you'd like to see, big changes sort of going forward? Even, I know it's early to talk about it, but like, as and when 28 comes out, which will obviously be the next one, what are we hoping to see from that? Scruff's is a really interesting sort of talking point, I guess, or talking point, but something to think about is there isn't really any competition for this game, and it's become more like an arcade version of itself, and you know, I think everyone would understand why that is. But yeah, just intrigued to see, like, if we had another developer come out and bring a rival game out, like what impact that would have, especially if they went down the route of doing like super realistic simulator, rather than the sort of focusing on the I just noticed my window's open. Close, or the door, is it? Close, please. Thank you. Yeah, if they went that way, but you know, another game is going to cost money. They want to compete, so they're going to have to make sure it looks just as good. Whoa, hello, dear. Yeah, I'd be intrigued to see if that ever happens. I mean, you know, it's not going to be easy, is it? And designing the game, I know. Blimey. I mean, it's hard enough to get modders, bless them, to spend months and months and months and months developing stuff. I can't even imagine how complex it must be to design a game like this. Right, that's you done. Happy days. Let's give you a rest, my friend. Can I pull just for fun? Are you powerful enough to pull 4 bales? I wonder. Let's give it a go, shall we? Get out of the way. Because I haven't even used you. Now you watch, I'll probably lose the stick off the front. Right. As long as my walking stick stays on there, the herdsman, we don't lose that. That's the main thing. Power! It's only when you hook a trailer up to something like this and you realise how then ridiculous it looks. This trailer is tiny on all the other tractors. It looks like childlike, and now all of a sudden you realise this is actually quite a big trailer compared to a person. Right, so let's just cheat and get it done. And I don't mind dipping in and out with how I collect the bales and stuff. Just sort of how it sort of takes my fancy. This, fair play, the quad is absolutely smashing this. Now then, let's make it realistic, is it? Let's see. So if we unload bales here. Okay, so you've got 33,000 litres of straw on here. Yeah, struggling a little bit there, but no major dramas. I think as long as I don't fly around the corner at excessive speeds, then we'll be alright. I mean, I'm still powering it through, 21, 22 miles an hour. There's no DeLorean, we're not going back to the future anytime soon, but I take this mega cautious. Oh, look at this, downhill. Oh no, no, right. Mids, chill out, mate. Come on. So 33,000 litres, I mean, yeah, it's not... Well, interesting to see how it kind of pans out through the winter, I guess. Right, let's take that off there. Drop you guys off in here. Cool. So we have 2 bales of hay at 7,000 litres. We've got 12 straw bales at 8,000 litres. So that's pretty good, to be fair. 10 silage bales and then at 6,000 litres and 13 grass bales at 6,000 litres. So once we've got that hay up on the next cut, we're going to be in a pretty good position to go through the winter then, because we're never going to go through all of that. And then at the once we come out the other side, we can certainly look to start selling some of that. In terms of this, I mean, it's just going to keep chipping away at the slurry manure. So there's a good chance there. 4:15 game time. I mean, we need to now prep that field. So we need to mulch it, and then is it going to need lime? I don't think it is this time around, is it? Because we limed it the first time, yeah. So it won't need lime. Need a state of fertilizer. So if we mulch it, fertilize it, cultivate it, and then seed it for wheat, and then the wheat is going to be, what was that, September time as it goes in? Yeah, September goes in, so we got all of August to prep for it. The other 2 fields are ready, so if we go with barley, that's going to go in September. So yeah, plenty of time. Don't have to rush anything on today's episode. So I think nice and simple. Oh, girls, be quiet. Nice and simple. Left the embarrassing bits in just to show that I'm perfectly human, and although embarrassed, not ashamed of it. So it's all good. Still learning the game, but as always, if you are still here and you haven't already done so, please give the video a like and subscribe. It is the easiest way to support the channel, and it massively helps me out. 1,600 subs now, which is just superb. I'm really chuffed. Would love to see more of you over on Discord, and obviously, especially around the membership side of things. I'm not gonna, harp on too much about that, because I know it's a lot to ask because there's a cost to it. But if you can, give it a subscribe and a like, and just in the most basic form, that's super helpful. Thank you. But as always, until next time, be happy, stay safe, and we will speak again soon. Take care.